this morning with frying up some bacon. And I'll also be making my cheddar biscuits today. These are the ingredients that I'll be using. And I'll be doing a meal prep also. Okay, let's get started. If this is your first time here, welcome. Be sure and hit that subscribe button, like, share, and comment. I broke my fast this morning with an egg omelet. I have bacon inside my omelet with a little bit of cheese. I have a slice of keto bread and about one slice of bacon. This is how I'm starting my day off. This is the last meal of today for me. I'm having a delicious salad with some added vegetables in it. I also have a sugar-free, low-carb raspberry vinaigrette and also some of my keto chicken Alfredo casserole. This is part of my meal prep also. So I'm getting ready to break my fast. It's 11:30. I was going to try to fast, really for as long as I could today. But I was watching Alan's Awesome Keto World, and he was on there cooking this morning. He made 90-second, I call it 90-second bread, but he made, I believe it was some rolls, like the 90-second or 3-minute rolls. I'm going to come 3-minute biscuits in the microwave. So he made me hungry. So I got up and I got some of my keto chicken Alfredo casserole that I have in the refrigerator. And I took out a bag of the coleslaw, and I just put a little bit of mayo with that, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. And that's what I'm having to break my fast. I also added in a Raimondo sugar-free jello that I'm having. So everyone, it's time for bed tonight. And I just really haven't had a lot to make into a video this weekend. This weekend I didn't have the grandkids, so I had time off. And we went out for a ride. But most of the time we've been at home because of the weather, which I had presented to you there on the video. So we've been inside, and really this weekend, I believe I probably overate some. It was more or less keto foods, but I overate. And also, I ate a couple of things that I should not have eaten, which is always easy to do. It was like today was one of those days where I had a lot of cravings. I did control them really, really well, but I did have a few slip-ups. So I don't know how I'm going to do tomorrow because I ate like 5 hush puppies that my husband brought in from the restaurant. And it's late at night for me to eat those, about 10 o'clock, something like that. So I know that's probably going to show on the scale, even though it's not a lot. It has a lot of sodium in it and a lot of different things that I don't eat, like flour and cornbread. So I know that that's probably going to bloat me up. So in the morning, I am expecting to have a bit of a weight gain. I hope that I don't. If I do, I'll just work extra hard, next week in order to get that off. I have been doing more research on the water fasting. I see a lot of people doing that. And then I have fasted before, but it has been so long. And then I'm on so many medications, so I have to wonder about that. With me having so many medications that I take and everything, I want to make sure that water fasting is okay for me. Now, I did hear someone say that if I am going to be water fasting, that they suggest that I don't take any type of medications. But since my medications are mainly for high blood pressure, I want to make sure, how I would go about water fasting. Do I still take my medications, or what would need to be done? So this is something that I want to talk to my doctor about on Monday or Tuesday of this week, so that I can add in long-term water fasting also in my diet. I've seen some people who have had some great results with that, and I know that fasting does work, especially the long-term fasting. I just want to make sure that it's something that I can do safely with the different type of medications that I take. I take blood thinners and different other medications. So as I always say, anytime before you pursue any diet or anything, or you adding in different supplements and everything, make sure that you check with your doctor first, because you can add in some supplements that will interfere with your medications and everything, or that may have interactions with your medications. So make sure that you check with your doctor first before you start adding in a lot of different things like magnesium, potassium, and different things. Now, if you are doing the ketogenic diet, more than likely you may have to add in some different supplements. But when you first start, just add in, like I'm going to say, like regular dosage amounts. Don't overdo it and start off with 400 and 500 milligrams of magnesium and 300 and 400 milligrams of potassium, and you got all these high amounts of supplements. Make sure that the milligrams that you are taking are safe, and like I said, don't interact or interfere with your medications. I'm also going to be doing my keto strict for the next couple of weeks. I'm probably not going to be using as much dairy and everything in my diet. So I'm going to be doing a version of keto on steroids. Dr. Berg talks about this a lot, and he gives you different rules and different things that you can go by, different guidelines. And this is for people who want to lose weight really fast, or who are on a plateau, or who just want to jumpstart their program. And I want to do all of that, okay? Normally on the ketogenic diet, you would consume 30 to 50 grams of carbohydrates per day. But on the stricter version, or on keto on steroids, I'm going to bring my carbohydrate intake down to 5 grams of carbohydrates a day. So that's going to limit my vegetables and everything. The best way to do this is to get your carbs mainly from your vegetables, which I will still be eating some, but I won't be eating as much as I normally do. So I still have to watch my vegetable consumption. Also, I will be watching my protein consumption. I want to make sure that I don't go over my protein intake amount. I want to consume 3 to 7 ounces of protein per day on this version of keto. Just 3 to 7 ounces of protein per day. Now, if you eat too much protein, your body will break it down and turn it into glucose, and that's not what I'm wanting to happen. I'm going to consume the fattier types of protein, like ribeye steaks and ground beef. Those will be some of my main dishes that I will be eating. If I do chicken, I will be doing the dark meat, mainly with the skin on it. So I want to aim for the fattier meats that I will be eating while I'm doing the stricter version of keto on steroids. Again, like I said, only 3 to 7 ounces of protein per day. I'm going to keep my carbohydrate intake down to 5 grams of carbs per day, and I'm going to get my carbohydrate intake from vegetables, but I'm going to also limit my vegetables and not eat as many as I normally do. So what I'm going to be doing next week, like I said, is going to be the OMAD diet, one meal a day based on the ketogenic diet, keto on steroids. Um, there are a lot of proteins that I will be able to eat during this version of the ketogenic diet. But I'm not going to be eating a lot of extra things like fat bombs or adding in keto breads or different things like that, or keto sweets. I'm going to be avoiding a lot of those things next week on the ketogenic diet. Some of the fats that I will be using and consuming are going to be butter. I'm going to be using olive oil. I am going to be using bacon and bacon grease. I'm going to be using coconut oil. I'm going to be eating pecans, and I may even add in some cod liver oil because it does have some good benefits to it, especially as far as cleaning out your intestines or your guts. I do want to do that also. Some foods that I'm going to really avoid while I'm doing this. These are foods that I usually enjoy and eat on regularly, and that's my dairy, like my cream cheese and different things. I'm going to not eat as much of those, and actually I'm going to try to avoid them for the next couple of weeks. Berries, I'm not going to eat as many berries. I have some strawberries in the refrigerator, though I am going to finish the rest of this week. I'm going to finish off my cream cheese. I think I have like one more piece of the protein spirit modified fasting strawberry angel food cake that I made. So I will be like finishing off these things, and then I will be avoiding them in my diet because I want to make sure that I am doing the strictest version of keto that I can. Also, I may add in a little bit of MCT oil. Sometimes I use MCT oil, sometimes I don't. But it does help me. Sometimes I have like dizziness, my head shakes sometimes. And MCT oil does help me with all of these type of things. So I may add in some MCT oil to my diet occasionally while I am doing the strict keto. Some of the things that I want to consume as far as on my diet, and maybe some of the supplemental things, these are things that I already add into my diet. Coffee or tea, I'm going to limit that to only 1 or 2 cups of coffee per day. I'm adding in electrolytes, but I'm adding them in naturally with Himalayan pink salt, a little bit of lemon juice, apple cider vinegar. And then I do take like potassium, I take zinc, take vitamin D, and vitamin C. I have nutritional yeast that I also use, Bragg's nutritional yeast. So I'll be adding that to my meal also. And then I do the sea salt or the Himalayan pink salt, about a tablespoon and a half per day. Like I said, I'm going to be doing 1 meal a day. And every week or every 2 weeks, I will be doing a 24 to a 48 hour fast if the doctor okays me for that. So during this time, I'm going to also be doing some exercises, and they're going to be more or less toward the HIIT exercise, where I may walk in place and then jog in place for a minute, walk in place for 2 minutes, jog in place for 1 minute. But these are the type of HIIT exercises I will do. I'm not going to be doing anything that's too strenuous for me. I'm just going to work at my pace, and I'm going to do whatever my body allows me to do. If you'd like to join in with me, like I said, on this, I would love to have you on board. You can state below this video if you are in for this challenge. For the I'm going to be doing this through February. You can, like I said, add in exercise. High intensity is what's going to work best. Also, I'm going to be adding in walks, especially long walks, anywhere from 30 to about 45 minutes. And I want to do that at least 3 times a week. And then daily if I'm unable to get into the gym any at all. I do have intentions to go into the gym, like I said, at least 3 times a week. I didn't get to do that this week because of the weather here was so bad, so rainy and so cold. It says ideally, you really want to exercise during your fasting periods. I like to exercise during my fasting period. I feel like it's the most beneficial time for me to work out, and that's when I get the most benefits from it also. Also, remember, it's very important to get plenty of sleep. It's very important to keep your stress levels low. They say that your cortisol level peaks, it's the highest at 8 o'clock in the morning. So remember that. And if you can, remember to get outside when you can. Go for walks, enjoy nature, and you're going to really enjoy your weight loss journey. But anyhow, these are some of the things I'm going to do. And then also tomorrow I will come back on and then go back over the diet that I had listed with the 7-day meal plan. And I put on there meats that would be easy for a person to, and budget friendly as far as a diet. Things like chicken, ground beef, some pork chops, or, use meats that you're used to eating. You don't want to go out and start getting a whole bunch of new stuff because you are starting a weight loss journey or anything like that. Incorporate foods into your journey that you already use, and that's going to make it really easy for you. Anyhow, I just wanted to go over my plan for next week when I'm going to be doing 1 meal a day and doing a stricter version of keto. If you want to join me, make sure that you do. Also, I'll be adding in some days where I'll be doing some water fasting, at least one long-term water fast within that 2-week period. And I will announce whenever I do that. But anyhow, I hope I've given you some good information, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.